In order to understand the experience of this life, our personality was created. This is a separation of consciousness from source so that you might become an individual. And so, as an individual, be separate and therefore experience this same source from a detached perspective. This is why many people today feel separated, lonely, detached, and not whole. And the misunderstanding of this phenomenon is why many are struggling with this thing we call life. Firstly, you have to get to know this personality, this consciousness, this I, before you can do anything. Because this consciousness, this I, is where you are now, and is what determines your reality. Everything that happens to you in this life is processed through this machine you call the I. The I is like a computer that has been programmed by you through your life so far by the choices that you have made. Every experience is fed into the system, and based on the correlation or match, the reality is determined. This is how you reflect upon your life. So who actually created the rules and parameters that the I uses to identify or determine the experience? The personality did. The consciousness did. The I did. When we were born, the I was in a pre-development stage. We, as individuals, were graced with a mindset gift which was totally pure, having come from Source. Every experience that we were presented with was embraced with open arms and with love. It is only in later years, when we went to embrace situations and were hurt, that we began to make judgments on the various experiences, and we began to judge these experiences from a fear base. Fear was the result, and fear became part of our psyche. So it brings us back again to the concept of it being imperative that you understand your own I, your own personality. It has had and continues to have such an influence on defining your life. There are many different types of personalities. Your personality has been determined by your teachers, your family, maybe your brothers and sisters, and possibly some religious figures or people you respected in your life. As a result, you have values and beliefs, and a structure for interpreting situations and experiences. Your personality has developed from this. What you need to do is look at your personality honestly and openly, without any judgment. Realize your full potential. Realize your limitations. Once you do, accept your full potential and become all you are capable of becoming. Identify any limitations and understand that they are not frustrating limitations, but hurdles to be embraced to allow you to grow. So look at yourself honestly and determine what you have done, and understand that where you are right now is exactly where you're supposed to be. Where you are in this moment is perfect for you. Everything that you have done and thought of up until now, and all of the experiences you have experienced, have brought you to this period, to this time, to this space, and therefore it has all been absolutely perfect. This program will teach you how to access that inner wisdom or source. And if you follow the path of inner guidance, your personality will develop through your own choices rather than through external fear factors. You will begin to judge experiences differently, to reflect on this reality from a different perspective, and ultimately will change from a person defined by external influences to one defined by personal intuitive choices. You will become all you are capable of becoming, because you will be developing intuitively from the purest source within, as opposed to the external, influential physical and mental realms of the world without. This section is the you, and basically it shows you how your personality has been determined, how you have developed into the person that is you right now. The model is that we have an experience, and we make an interpretation of that experience. We make a judgment about it, then it becomes part of our belief structure, and that determines who you are. And this is how our personality develops. And this is okay when we're talking about physical experiences. So when you're very young, maybe you had a physical experience where you put your hand into a fire. You registered pain, and it was easy enough to understand and interpret that this wasn't a very nice experience. The challenge is then when we move into other areas, like emotional experiences or mental experiences, or even spiritual experiences. A lot of the time we have to rely on our teachers or our parents to guide us in our judgments of these experiences. So situations where maybe a mother tells their daughter, talent competitions are terrible, don't go in for them because you'll be ridiculed and they're horrible experiences. Well, that might be one person's experience, but maybe the daughter that's listening to this is a fantastic singer, but she takes on this experience and the interpretation of her mother's experience, and so never goes for that talent competition. Or the son whose father tells him you can't kick a ball, and he never goes for the trials of the soccer because he takes on his father's beliefs. So what I'd suggest to you is that sometimes the interpretations can be inaccurate, and what we have to make sure is that we continually look at our own interpretations and make sure that they serve us and that they're ours, not somebody else's.